In November 2024, Clark County voters elected a new county councilor of District 3. Recently, we spoke with Clark County Councilor Wil Fuentes to learn about his background and find out his priorities for office.
Hello, I'm Jim Demo with Clark County Close-Up. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jim.
Hey, congratulations on your recent victory. Can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm a resident of Vancouver. I live on the east side across from Joe's farm.
Oh, okay.
I work at a nonprofit. Part of my full-time job, part of the full-time work that I do is at a nonprofit, Fourth Plane Forward. I think a lot of folks know me from Fourth Plane. I get to do some amazing work at Fourth Plane: financial education, small business, housing development. So a little bit of everything that helps support the community. I have a degree in community development with an emphasis in housing and economic development from Portland State, and a master's in organizational leadership from Western Oregon University. Yeah.
Okay. So prior to getting elected, you served on a variety of boards and commissions. Can you give us an overview of how you served?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was living in the city of Hillsborough at that time, and I sat on the Planning Commission for 5 years, almost 5 years. Sat on a comprehensive plan steering committee for 2 years, housing needs analysis subcommittee, transportation steering committee, and I think there was affordable housing committee as well for a number of years.
Okay. Why did you decide to run for Clark County Council?
Yeah, I've made Clark County my home. I made Vancouver my home. And just like any home, I want to be part of the process of shaping what the future looks like, right? Working in the nonprofit sector for the last couple of years, I have a really intimate understanding of the challenges that our community is facing, right? Whether it's homelessness, lack of access to housing that's affordable to all income levels, public safety, open spaces. I got to learn that, and I realized that if I'm going to make a change and shape the future of the community where I intend to live the rest of my life, then this is a good opportunity to do it by sitting on council.
Great. When you were out campaigning, what were some of the feedback you got from voters?
Yeah, so there were three main things that people were really concerned about, community members were concerned about in East Vancouver, which is the district that makes up District 3. Housing, right? And not just affordable housing, but housing that folks of all income levels and all generations have access to, right? We know there's not enough. The average price of housing continues to increase in Clark County. Rents are continuing to increase in Clark County, and we don't see an end to it. Public safety, although the county isn't necessarily responsible for East Vancouver, right? At the county level, public safety includes the courts as well, law and justice. It includes the jail, includes the sheriff's department, and that's something that the community members care a lot about. And then, of course, the homeless, issue in our community. Okay.
So, how have you been transitioning to your new role?
Well, it's been an interesting few weeks, I work a full-time job, and so I've just started feeling like I'm on some sort of routine, and being able to juggle both. It's a lot easier now than it was the first week, but it's been great. I get to learn about other issues that not everybody is really aware of, and obviously be part of the decision making. But it's getting a lot easier,
Good.
Week after week.
Good. So the comprehensive plan update is due at the end of the year.
Yeah.
What are some of the major issues left to be decided? I know they've done quite a bit of work already, but what are some of the big issues you're going to be considering?
Yeah, climate change and whether or not we expand the urban growth area around a lot of the jurisdictions here in Clark County. With the climate change component, we have aggressive goals. Don't ask me to repeat them right now, but we know we have aggressive goals to ensure that we have a sustainable and livable community well into the future, and so that's being shaped right now. Obviously, we're a little behind. It needs to be done by the end of the year, but I know that the team at the county is working diligently to get that done.
Okay. What are some of your thoughts regarding the expansion or remodel of the county jail?
I think it's critical. This jail was built over 40 years ago. It's at capacity, right? And I got a chance to tour it. I want to say while I was campaigning, and I've toured other jails before. When I was a planning commissioner in Hillsborough, I toured the Washington County jail, which at that time was maybe about 10 years old, right? So fairly modern, fairly new, where our county jail here looks like a dungeon. That's not a place, where that is conducive for a healthy work environment for folks that work at the jail, let alone the people that are there, for a long period of time. So I think it's critical that it gets remodeled, that it gets expanded, that create a working environment that's safe and comfortable for our employees.
Okay, you mentioned it earlier, homelessness continues to be a major issue facing the county. What additional steps would you like the county to take?
More collaboration with the City of Vancouver. Every day that I come to the county office, I make a right turn off of Franklin onto Mill Plain. And just today, I noticed for the first time in a couple of weeks that the tents continue to extend westward along the wall. That separates Mill Plain from the community, from the neighborhood, and that's concerning because there's an increase in homelessness and folks that are unhoused. I'd like to see more collaboration with the City of Vancouver. I know we're talking, and it's been in the news about contributing to the building and development of the bridge shelter. That needs to be done. The city is very ambitious. It wants to get it done, but only had the financial capacity to build up to 90 beds. We want to be able to contribute to add another 60 beds to get to the 150 limit that they originally proposed.
Okay, great. What opportunities do you see for Clark County?
Clark County is growing. It's a beautiful community. My district in particular continues to grow. There's a lot of new development happening. We need more jobs, and I think that jobs will make its way as the community continues to grow. People are coming from across the river where historically Vancouverites and folks from Clark County would make their way across the bridge to Portland. Well, now it's the opposite direction. Our waterfront is amazing. And it continues to grow, and so I think that, and also providing more housing for our community members, as I mentioned, addressing the homeless issue, of our unhoused communities. The diversity in our community continues to grow, which really enriches Clark County and the City of Vancouver. The bridge, I think that is a critical infrastructural component that will help stimulate economic growth. That will bring jobs over the next 10, 12 years, that will bring more people right across the border, that will mitigate some of our climate change challenges by reducing the amount of cars on the road, and adding the light rail is one of those important components. We may not need it right this moment, but we got to plan for the future. This bridge is 100 years old. We want a bridge that's going to be another 100 years old, and we have to plan for that growth. For a region, not just Clark County, but for a region that's going to grow 30% over the next 20 years. That's 700,000 more people on this side of the river and the other side of the river.
Great. I realize I skipped over the top priorities. You named a couple. Any additional?
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned, so housing is incredibly important, right? We have to build housing. We're growing 200,000 people over the next couple of decades, and so these people, our community needs to be housed, and in all types of housing, right? From condos, apartments, to duplexes, townhouses, single-family homes. We need all type of homes, multi-generational homes. That's a big thing. People want to be able to live with their parents, right? Our aging communities. And so we need that. I think that, as I mentioned, addressing homelessness and mental health, it's not just homelessness, it's also the mental health component. More facilities that will help serve the needs of folks who are seeking that type of support. And then smart growth, right? We have to grow in a way that the built environment doesn't encroach into our valuable farmland. We're still part of the Willamette Valley, right? And it's great farmland in a lot of parts of rural Clark County. And so we want to preserve our open spaces. And I think that if we do it balanced, I think we can achieve that.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share with viewers?
Well, I mean, I think, those folks who got me here and those that didn't, I'm here to work for you. That's my job. My job is not just to work for my voters. My job is to work for the entire community. And so I'm excited to do the work. And so I'm very grateful for that and honored.
Okay. So what's the best way for citizens to contact you? I have the Clark County Council phone number, 397-2232.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, clark.wa.gov counselors. and then your email. They
Yeah.
can email you too? And
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
put that on
absolutely.
screen.
Oh, yeah, yeah. They can, community members can email at will.fuentes@clark.wa.gov. Still trying to memorize this email address, but absolutely, and I'm not as quick as I like to be in responding to emails because I get tons of emails, and I also have to deal with emails from Fourth Plane Forward, but I do try to get as many emails and be responsive as I possibly can.
Great. Well, good luck to you in your new position.
Thank you. I appreciate that.